Hey everybody! Yes, I really look like this. My name's Chris Waldeck. You guys have kind of noticed I kind of stammer, kind of move a little weird. People all the time ask me if I'm on like the spectrum after my sets. And I usually tell them, no, I'm just from Florida, that's all. When I kind of moved around and talked like this in Florida, you see most of my life, it always made me the talk of the town, the good old boy. As soon as I moved out of Florida, everywhere else, they just call it autism. I'm 29 years old, but I choose to identify as a dad at a barbecue. Real easy transition for me. Simply went from good old propane all the way to charcoal. The truth is that I don't mind being autistic. I'm just always worried that I'll make autistic kids look bad. Because, you know, they got a reputation. They're good at stuff. Like, you know, people look at me expecting me to be really smart at technology, but they're always asking me to fix their computers, and I'm like, with all due respect, if you ask me to fix your computer, I'm just going to return to you with more porn on than before. Yeah. I feel like I've got like the negative aspects of autism, not necessarily the positives. Like, you know, I can't help you with your math homework, but I can make you feel more comfortable about your handshake. I only got one thing that I do with my handshake is named after my sex position. It's called a pull-out. But yeah, you know, I'm not the most charismatic person. I just kind of like, instead of getting like, you know, the really eloquent, like, you know, being able to talk and recite all kinds of like analogies or being able to recite all kinds of dictionaries, I just sound stoned all the time. But I did get this twitch though, and like normally this twitch would be kind of embarrassing, but it's always good for me. It's actually helped my comedy career because you see, when my hand moves around like this, if one of my jokes fails, I always got one hand clapping for me. Yeah. A little bit about me before I came to Vegas. I did come from Palm Beach, Florida. Anyone any Floridians in the building here tonight? Wow. All right, that's probably a good decision. As someone who's lived there, that's the crazy state. That's the place where rich New Yorkers go when it's time to die. It's also knows home with Casey Anthony, Vanilla Ice, but yet our greatest export is still Hooters. That's right, we're so crazy at night that Ted Bundy could escape. Oh, I see we have a few true crime people here. You guys watching some Netflix? Yeah, you guys probably know Ted Bundy's final stand was at Florida State University. And at the time, people were always wondering, how in the world did Ted Bundy get in the shoe? I'm like, well, think of that, guys. It's a university in Florida. It's not that hard to get in. Nowadays, when a massacre happens on campus, it's just called a home game, that's all. Yeah, our season was not good this year. Yeah, I can rip on them a little bit because I actually got both my degrees from FSU. And my first job right out of college was doing Dumbo tours down in South Florida. Oh, I appreciate the chuckles. I'm so glad that quacks you up. And that should be a trigger warning right there. The rest of this set will remain foul. I remember before going to college, my parents were so excited for me. They're like, man, Chris, you're going to college. You're really going places. And after college, it was like, well, you went places all right, from your bed all the way to the couch. And they said, but now it'll be $200 a month plus the $50 Airbnb fee that you'll be sharing with the guy who is now occupying your room. Yeah, that's right. My first lease out of college was my parents' couch. only Airbnb I've ever been afraid of masturbating. Yeah, it was always awkward too, like living on my couch, like living with my parents, because especially at Thanksgiving dinners, they'd always be asking me, "Hey, Chris, when are you gonna have kids?" And I'm like, "Come on, Mom, I just want a mattress." Truth is, I wouldn't mind having kids in the future, just not right now. I'm kind of still got the college mindset where it's like I don't mind responsibility, but I like to sleep a lot more. And also, I'm very insecure that the kid is going to grow up to be smarter than me. You see, there's an interesting study that's out there that actually found that 75% of kids growing up are actually in physical pain from using pencils because they're so used to doing their homework on iPads. That's right, 75% of kids. That's right, kids are getting so smart, pencils really are number 2. I appreciate the clap. There was a lot of effort put into that joke. Yeah. After I left Florida, I actually traveled all around the U.S. I worked in Montana, Virginia, Ohio, Washington State, and Texas. I worked everywhere. I've actually traveled so much that I'm now a little bit afraid of the ocean, because that's where Spirit Airlines usually lands. That's right. Good old Motel 6 with Wings, the original Frontier Airlines. I'll tell you one thing that's cool though is that a lot of my jobs I had to work in like very small towns, so I was doing a lot of consulting. And small towns actually made me feel very like, much less insecure about myself, because for most of my life I've been always nervous about the fact that I have like almost no gums. But I'll tell you what, after working in these small towns, I'm just happy I still have some teeth. And people are always asking me, like, what's the big difference between living in Florida and living in Vegas? And I always tell them, like, the biggest difference is easily the strip clubs. You see, when you're in Vegas, you have strip clubs, the headliners are usually like, dirty movie stars, adult movie stars. When you go into a strip club in Florida, well, you're usually just going there to support your mom. I'm totally messing with you. I wouldn't go to a strip club to support my mom. She's not hot enough. Yeah, as you can probably tell with my jokes, growing up I actually did have a really bad porn addiction. Yes, hard times indeed.
Oh my God.
I'll say, it's really awkward when you're growing up with a porn addiction, because as I was growing up, I was really young, and I'd go to my friend's house. Whenever I saw his hot stepsister, I just always assumed he had dibs. It's even more awkward as an adult, because now you have to worry about data. For example, during the quarantine, I went on Netflix just one time to watch Pinocchio, one time. And the next thing I know, on my secret site, the first 5 pages were nothing but marionette puppet pornography. And as a millennial, I'm like, how am I supposed to be into this? All my relationships are no strings attached. I'm really running today. Seriously, this side's been awesome. In the back, you guys can make some more noise. Don't make this an awkward Make-A-Wish, please. Oh yeah, but I'll address the real elephant in the room. I know what you guys were really thinking about me. You were thinking, wait a minute, I thought the subway guy was in jail. Yeah, I probably showed up the subway guy, but hey, baby legs are single law. Can't promise you a football, maybe at least a 6-inch. Oh, I appreciate that so much. It's been ages since I've gotten that much noise from a woman. Thank you so much. I love the sound of ladies in the crowd. Man, if I knew there were so many of you, I would have cleaned up my face fuzz before this set. Yeah, I did have a very, very weird experience with a self-delivery service. It did not go the way I intended. It was called Grindr. Yeah, definitely not the footlongs I was looking for. But I'll tell you what, I know that I'm kind of like a creepy looking dude. In fact, I know I'm creepy because I tried transcribing, subtitling all my stand-up comedy videos, and the subtitles came out as Amber Alerts. I applied to work at a pumpkin patch to help little pumpkins, but they made me the scarecrow. But I'll tell you what, being this creepy does have a really amazing advantage. It makes me the perfect Uber driver. Because when you see a guy like me giving you a ride, you know you're going to your final destination. You guys having a blast tonight? Awesome. I'm very happy. You guys seem like an awesome crowd. All right, well, my name's Chris Waldeck, and give it up to your host, Mr. Greg, everybody.